up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Hey, if you're new here, please click that like and subscribe down at the bottom. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. This way you get notified every time I upload a video. And guess what, guys? Here's a big secret. It's free. Won't cost you anything to do so. What's today all about? Today's all about suspension. Yes, I know I've done suspension install videos before in the past, but this is more of a comparison. Because what did I do? I removed my Legend arc, the Legend axial arc rear shocks. And what am I putting on? I'm putting on, you ready? Suspension Technologies. That's right. I've heard a lot of stuff about suspension technologies and how great they were and everything. So I reached out to my friend Hells on Two Wheels, the owner of Ride H2 Performance, who is a dealer for suspension technologies. If you get a chance, you want to buy suspension, go ahead and check out Ride H2 Performance. I'll link their website right here, and reach out and order your suspension. But I'm going to be a very good judge of comparison because I've ridden on bikes for baggers with progressive, every flavor that Legend has, the Revos, the Revo A's, which are single adjustable, and the Legend Revo Arcs, which are the double adjustable with the remote reservoirs. So let's take a look at our shocks. Come on, camera girl. All right, so these are the shocks for the rear. They're 13 inches, just like the Legends are 13 inches. And the difference is, I can see right away, is these have a neoprene bushing on the bottom, where these are a Heim joint ball bushing. So right then and there is one difference. These are adjustable as far as preload, but it looks like it's easier to adjust because you could soften it or you could stiffen it. So we're going to get these on, and I already removed these from the bike. As you can see, there's no shocks on either side, and I put it back to the stock configuration. You know, this is where the hose clamped to, and these are where the bracket was for the remote reservoirs. Now it's all back to stock configuration. So we're going to take our first 13-inch shocky shock. We're going to install these, and we'll see how these work, how well they are. And how are we with the height? Oh, we got to do a little more dancing with these. Oh. Ah, darn it. Come on. Breaking my stones over here. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm cheating. I'm using the impact gun. But that's okay. It's two ugga-duggas. So now we'll do the other side. That's one. That's two. Now I'm going to have to get a wrench on that bearing, just so I can clear the heat shield. I could take the heat shield off, make my life a lot easier, but I'm not going to do that because it's more work. Has anybody had any experiences with any other suspension? If so, leave me a comment down below. Have you had experience with suspension technologies. Now these are the Black Hills, not the RT, which is the race technology. Let's see if I get on there. Nope. This is, yeah, like I said, the Black Hills. They have another brand, which is the RT, which is the Racing Technology Shock. The owner of Suspension Technologies used to build shocks for NASCAR. They are an American-based company. Everything is manufactured here in the United States. And, you know, that's what makes it wonderful. It's all U.S. And hey guys, there you have it. That's the rear. Stay tuned. We're going to get the front going and we're going to have a lot of fun. All right, everybody, we got the backs done. I took a quick lunch break. Sorry guys, I know. But it only was a second for you, but it was moments for me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get going on the fronts. And what do I need to do to get these fronts apart? Well, of course, I got to take off my axle caps, my front fender. We're going to remove the, unbolt the brake calipers. We're going to move them to the side. Front fender is going to come off. And then I'm going to take the tank off. And we're going to take off this switch panel so we can get to the upper bolts of the fork legs. I'm going to take the fork legs apart. And I've done other videos with that, so you can always go back and watch them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to video the removal and installation of the forks and getting them back, you know, taking them apart, get them back together, and that's that. But one of the most important things that I forgot to mention doing the backs is make sure that you use a good jack, like this is a nice center jack, to take the weight up off of the bike before you remove your shocks. Because if you don't, you're going to take the risk of the bike collapsing down on top of the tire, and that's not good. You'll break things. You can try doing it one at a time. I don't recommend that. To me, that is not very safe. All right, guys, as you can see, I got the front forks off. I got the tank off. I got that switch panel off. And here are our forks. And here are our Suspension Technologies cartridge inserts. Hey guys, while I was away, check this out. I got a package in the mail today from Hells and Crystals. It's a Ride H2 Performance t-shirt. That's awesome. Nice surprise. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Showing you some love and support. But yeah, we're about ready to tear these down. And I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. Turn your fork upside down. And inside of there, if you can see it, there is a Allen head. And to get down in there, what you need is a 12 millimeter long Allen bolt like this. It's 1/2 inch drive. Goes right down into the bottom. Loosen that up. Do not remove it. Loosen it. Keep maybe 2 or 3 threads holding it together. And then you'll be able to move your shock slider from your lower leg easily. Once that's done, you flip your shock back over. Oh, it's over here now. Right down in here, you see that little clip, and that's easy to get out with a screwdriver. You just go around, it pops right out. And then you have a what is this, 3/4, I believe? It is, hold on. Yes, it is 3/4. Socket that goes in there. I use an impact gun, loosen it up, takes it right out. You got to be careful because the spring's under a lot of preload. It will pop out and it will hurt you. So be very careful when removing that. And always get new seals, guys, because you're going to need them. Don't reuse your fork seals. You will have leaks, or you take a huge risk of having a leak. All right, so let me get these apart. and I'll show you putting one back together. Again, I already did videos on how to take forks apart. Go ahead and look at that in the past. I've done legend suspension. It's the same thing on disassembly of your forks. Take a look at that. And you know what? I'm going to link that up right over here, or this side. I can't remember which side it is. I'm going to link that video up right there, and you can always go and watch that if you want to see how the forks come apart. All right, let me get this apart, and then we'll get back to it, putting it together. All right, guys, here we go. I already did one and put it back in the bike. So now we're going to do the last one together, which will be the right side. So here is our original fork tube, which we're going to reuse, and our slider. One of the things you want to do on the bottom here, there's your pinch bolt. You want to remove your pinch bolt in order to get to your bottom bolt here, which is that 12 millimeter. So what I need now is my 12 millimeter socket. I'll slide it right in there just like that. And that's why it's got to be deep, because it has to get through all the way down. I'm trying to do this without camera girl today, guys. She's busy in the house doing stuff. She was out here for a little bit, but she had to go back in and handle house. So like I said, loosen this up and then put it back in by a couple of threads. What's interesting is now when you pick it up, you'll hear it. You hear it? Almost come apart. I always put it in a bucket at this point because it will leak fluid. Since I am reusing, I'm replacing my seal, I'm going to just use a knife to pop this snap ring out, because this we're going to reuse. So that comes out, there it is. Now we're going to take our 3/4 inch hex socket, Allen socket, I call it an Allen socket, put it right in the top, and now you got to be careful, because when this thing pops, it's under a lot of pressure, and we are going to also drain it in the other bucket. If you notice, I got 2 buckets here. And then we're going to compare the top out springs side by side, and we're going to compare this setup to the cartridge. So as you can see, being careful, when it pops, I stop it right there. All right, so here is your preload spacer on your factory fork. Here is the washer that goes between the preload spacer and your fork spring. Your fork spring comes out. And let's drain this right there. Now, this is full of fork oil. We're going to turn it upside down in our other bucket. Drain it. That's some nasty, well, not so nasty fluid after the 10,000 miles on there. So the lower section of the fork guts or interior came out with the top out spring. We're going to drain it and turn it back upside down, get our bolt out. And we're just going to put that on the lift, hold it to the side. Now, yep, I'm going to wipe the grease off of this because we have to separate our fork tube from our fork leg. So what I do is I just pop it just like that. So we're going to let this stuff drain, and we're going to compare different springs and everything. So, all right, let's start with the tap out spring. If you notice, they are height-wise the same. The coil count is the same, but this is a little bit thicker of a spring. That's the one from Suspension Technologies. This is OEM from Harley. So the way this works is top out spring goes in here, drops in through your fork tube. This spring goes here, then the washer, and then your preload spacer. So that's that. Now, let's compare this to the suspension technologies. This is everything. The cartridge, which is a gas cartridge here. Then you got, and it's also your preload, has your spring here, your top out spring and your bottom is all right here. And how does this work? Well, you take your fork tube, it's still draining a little bit, no big deal. You slide all this in, just like that. All right, let me clean this all up and we'll get back together working. All right, guys, I got that cleaned up to a point. It's over there now. All right, this is the new collar that goes on the bottom, which this actually rides on the bottom of your fork leg. And this is the original one that came with it. It's a little shorter, but we're gonna use the one Suspension Technology sends to put this back together. Now, to get it back together, it's really simple. Take your lower leg, wipe it down, because everything's gonna get oily, guys. And this oil stinks like gear oil. If you've never smelled gear oil before in your life, you're lucky. But you'll have an idea what it smells like now. So we're gonna put this back together, and remember, we're not reusing that seal, so we might as well take that off now and throw it away. So what I do is I turn this upside down, puts all the pressure on the top out spring and the bottom of the cartridge, install our nut. And the reason why you loosen this up first is that takes a lot of preload out of the fork. For you, when you take it apart, it's not under full pressure and spring. So here we go. We're going to tighten this up. Oh yes, there's a copper washer in here. Make sure you replace that. Okay, that is done. Now we gotta seat our bushing and washer here. And it's really easy when you have the right tool. So you slide this down and then hit, stop it. I know what you're thinking. Don't think like that. It's not like that. Now we're gonna put in our new seal. Push that down as far as we can by hand. Take our same seal installation tool. So that's all the way seated. And I know what you guys are thinking watching me do that. Don't, stop it. Stop it. This is family channel. All right, so now you're gonna take, I'm gonna take my knife again, being careful, and I'm gonna start working this down into the groove inside of there. You'll hear it click into place and see it click into place. Now this takes 8 ounces of fluid, and they really don't give you an easy way of getting this fluid in, other than pouring it in between the cartridge and the fork tube. So what I do is I pull it to give me the most space there. I pour it up against the cartridge and let it work its way down, watching it so it does not overfill and spill. Okay, now we got to burp it. Is that what just happened? So what you got to do to burp it is you got to bleed it. And this is how you bleed it. It gets the oil to the bottom part of the shot. Guys, stop it. It's not that kind of channel. Perverts. But hey, it is what it is. We're doing our thing here. And we go on and add more. Oh, we got to burp it again. Oh. I know what you're thinking, guys, but you know what? It is the preferred method on how to do this. All right, so stop it, because I'm thinking the same thing. I've practiced since puberty for this. So they say do suspension technologies. They say do 4 ounces, burp it, bleed it down, and then finish it off. I say go by how it looks. Does it start to come back up at you? Do you need to bleed it down before you continue adding more? And that's what I'm going to do again. Is I'm going to bleed it down, get all the fluid down to the bottom. There, guys, I'm going to show you my secret of putting these together, and I hope you enjoy it. It's, I call it, I MacGyver a tool to make this work. All right, that's all 8 ounces. All right, let's wipe this down. And while you still got some of this on you, go ahead and lubricate the seal. There's a seal right on the top. Go ahead and lubricate it while you got your hands all oily. All right, let's reposition over to my high-tech tool. All right, guys. So this is how I put forks together. I got a floor standing drill press, and I just take the chuck off and I push down on the cartridge and I just thread it on. You could pull up on the fork to push down on the cartridge or the cap and use your dough or whatever muscles you have to do it. But here, it's effortless. That's my secret. Let me get this back together and we'll talk about it. All right, everybody. So everything's almost back together. At least the forks are put together, and I just gotta throw this fork in, put the tire on, front caliper, all that other stuff. Get that done, and I'm gonna give you my honest review and opinion when I get the chance to take this for a ride. It's pouring today and tomorrow, so I'll probably take it to work on Tuesday, which would be a couple days for me, but for you, it's gonna be like that. So I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of the suspension. Is it worth the money? Is it not worth the money? Is it as good as Legend? Is it better than Legend? I don't know yet, but I will definitely know, and I will definitely let you know, because you know me. I will tell you the truth. I won't sugarcoat anything. Even if they gave it to me. I mean, I've had people give me stuff and send it back, so it's not worth it. I'm not doing a video. Or, like throttle tuner, that product is amazing. It worked great and I love it. So we'll figure it all out from there. So hang on, hang out, and I will definitely let you know coming up next. Okay, everybody, today was test ride day. I didn't do the test ride I wanted to do because of weather. I wanted to put the rears on, take the wife and I go for a ride, get her input, come back in, do the fronts, and then go for a ride with me, and then her and I, just to get our inputs and how we felt the bike different. Well, that didn't happen because of weather, so I took the bike on a 40-mile round trip to work and back. And here's my thoughts and my impressions of suspension technologies. Let's see, for the front forks, little to no nosedive under moderate or heavy braking application. So, you know, that's good. I had the same experience with the Legend front suspension, where with Progressive I had some nosedive, not a lot like stock, but a little bit more than Legend and suspension technologies. So the fronts feel really good. You really feel more of the road through the handlebars, which to me is a good thing. You have more control. As far as the rears go, they are just as comfortable as the Legend ARC or ARC, which is their double adjustable remote reservoir. They seem a little stiff right now, but I'm going to give it a little while for it to soften up a little bit, break in, see how it feels. Unfortunately, on Thursday morning, when we leave for Catskill Mountain Thunder, we're going to see how it feels being loaded down, two up, and if I need to make them stiffer, I will, or if I need to make them softer, I will. Easy to do right at the bottom of the shock. You can go half turn, quarter turn, or full turn. So, you know, there's that. Now, cost. Let's look at the cost. Now, the regular Legend Revos are $7.99. The Revo A's, which are single adjustable, are $8.99, and the Revo Arcs with the double adjustable remote reservoir is $1,500. That's right, $1,500. And if you wanted to have the canisters on top of the fender, those brackets are another $300. Where the front and rear suspension through Suspension Technologies, I was able to do the front and both for just a little bit more than the rears from the Legend ARC. So $1,500 for the Legend ARC, $1,670 for front and rear. I think it's a good performing shock. I was going through a connecting ramp, which is a decreasing radius. Normally I was able to take that ramp at about between 30 and 35 miles an hour. And today, coming home, just about maybe 25 miles on the suspension, I was able to hit it about 40 miles an hour, and very confident, very comfortable doing that. So, I mean, handling is much better. I'm faster in the turns that I've noticed. I noticed the bike is a lot more responsive. So, I truly believe in suspension technologies over Legend, and definitely over Progressive, and definitely over stock. Stock is pure garbage. Guys who have stock suspension, you love it. You know, nothing against you, that's great, but try a bike with a different suspension. Progressive is a step up from stock, and Legend is way above Progressive. I have zero experience with all those guys on motorcycles, so I can't comment on that. So if you ask me, I really can't tell you. I'm sorry, I can't. So, but Suspension Technologies did a phenomenal job in designing and building the shock. I'm excited when they come out for the Softail suspension. I'd like to put that on my Softail. And sorry guys, it's starting to itch and peel, my new tattoo. But I'm looking forward to the suspension to come out for my Softails. I'm definitely going to be doing front and rears on Spaceball with Suspension Technologies. That's how much I like that suspension. And you know me, if it was okay or mediocre or just good, I'll let you know. To me, they're a phenomenal suspension. You can't beat it for the price. So, you know, that's it. If you made it this far in this video, thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe. Hit that bell notification, this way you get notified every time I upload a video. And if you get a chance, go ahead and please feel free to share this video. All right, everybody, until the next one, live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.
Like and subscribe.